So, Mason Greenwood, a rather controversial figure to say the very least, and we're not going to get into that because we've already spoken about him quite a bit when it comes to those controversies here on the Football Chronicles. So if you want to talk about the off-field issues, to put it mildly, there's other videos you can go through with that. But these days, Greenwood is over at Olympique Marseille. He's actually having a very good season, in fairness. I just looked, he's had 15 goals so far this season for the French side over in Ligue 1. And he has officially turned his allegiance now to Jamaica instead of England. I don't know if Greenwood ever actually won a cap for England, but he was in the conversation early in his career. And now, for many, many reasons, I don't think he'd ever make it back to the Three Lions. That would be far too controversial, and rightfully so as well. He has allegedly done some very horrible things, of course, not proven in court, but very controversially dismissed, of course, from court. Again, we're not going to get into the weeds on that one, but let's have a look at this, guys. There's a full article here on the footballchronicle.com as always, and yeah, instead of going for his birth country, he's gone for, I presume, either one of his parents' country or grandparents' country in Jamaica. So let's have a look what's been said here, guys. Full article as always on footballchronicle.com. The Football Association has confirmed that Mason Greenwood has swapped his international allegiance from England to Jamaica, ending any chance of a Three Lions return. Greenwood, 23 years of age, still only 23, I thought he was older to be honest, rebooted his career at Marseille after exiting Manchester United last year following a 2022 suspension tied to charges of attempted rape, assault and coercive behaviour, later dropped when key witnesses pulled out and new evidence surfaced. Capped once by England in 2020, so he did make his Three Lions debut, Greenwood faced slim recall odds under Gareth Southgate, who downplayed a return post charges. So obviously wasn't going to make any appearances for England while that case was going on. He would have made an appearance in a friendly, not a competitive game. If you can still play for a different national team if you are capped in a friendly, because it's not a competitive game. If he played in the Euros, the World Cup or a qualifier, then he would have been capped locked effectively to England, but he did not do that, so he is free to switch to Jamaica, which he has done. Thomas Tuchel, set to name his first England squad on the 14th of March, which is next week, won't consider Greenwood as he finalises his Jamaica switch, his father's birthplace. FA chief Mark Bullingham unveiled the 2024 to 2028 strategy, said, "So my understanding, and I have had to double check my understanding, is that he's asked to switch. That's happened formally, so he wouldn't be able to play for England in the future because you can only switch once." Let's not forget Declan Rice and Jack Grealish, they both switched as well back in the day. Pressed on whether Greenwood was told he had no England future, Bullingham added, "No, we actually didn't have that communication. I know people asked Gareth about him, and Gareth was upfront and said that he hadn't been in his thinking because he hadn't been performing at that level, so I'm not aware of any communication we had with him. I don't think there was ever a request or anything like that. It just wasn't one we got to, so it's a personal decision by him." Greenwood's form shines abroad, 10 goals in 36 outings, now 15 and 24 at Marseille, fueling PSG summer whispers, but England's loss is Jamaica's gain. Good riddance, quite frankly, in my opinion. He can stay gone. I am more than happy to lose Greenwood to Jamaica, and I think purely on a footballing basis, would he get back into the England setup? I mean, he's in good form. Let's be honest, he's in good form, but he's also in good form in France, and I personally don't think that he would be good enough. He's not on the level of some of the players that are ahead of him, the likes of, I honestly rate Palmer and Gordon and players like that. Even obviously Saka as well, you know, and you're thinking about maybe playing him up front as a striker. Obviously Harry Kane, Watkins, they've got them positions on lockdown. I don't think, even if you take the controversies away from him, I don't think he merits an England cap right now. He's on the borderline with this form. He'd be in the conversation perhaps, but yes, good riddance. Honestly, just good riddance. I'm glad he'll never make an appearance for England again, and I'm not gonna criticize Jamaica for allowing him onto the team. You know, whatever. You know, that is something for the Reggae Boys to discuss. And yes, that is their official nickname. I am not generalizing there with that. That is what they're known as internationally. So yeah, and you never know, Jamaica could well make it to the World Cup in 2026. There's more spots on offer than ever. Canada, Mexico and the USA have automatically all qualified, so the North American qualifying is wide open. So Mason Greenwood, with that switch, could well make an appearance at the 2026 World Cup. Oh boy. I'm sure that would be not controversial in the slightest. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Is Greenwood worth a second chance for Jamaica? Is he worthy of his second chance over in Marseille? Or do you think his name is very much muddied by the waters of all these cases against him? I should say case singular, there was only one, but yeah, it was a rather bad one, in my opinion. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always to see much more news on the world of football just like this, guys. And yeah, have a great weekend ahead, and yeah, see you very soon.